So, what I don't know is
When she is
two
now,
people.
yes,
I don't know if
since
it's
you are 12
like
years.
half population between one and the other, or if it's then it's really 4 weeks on
No, I wasn't asking you. I was asking myself, you know. I got your answer.
We're ready? Okay, yes. Dr. Tripas, will you please introduce your students?
Hello. So the next presentation will actually be the description of the work that we have been doing. It's actually a course called Human-Computer Interaction that the girls, the two grad students, were enrolled in last year. And I was just trying to find, some suitable project that can benefit another department while, they were learning about types of interfaces and how, different categories of users interact with these interfaces. So this is kind of work in progress, but it's the first time when we show it actually in a kind of official setting, more or less. So I will just give you a little bit of the background of the project. We just, spoke with our colleagues in the education department, and we started to just get their requirements and try to understand what they need. And one of my colleagues, Mr. Snellen, just put together a basic blueprint, outline, just like Dr. Triplett. He told me to, with his database, he just said, well, I just took the book and then I just put together a small design. So it started with just, scratching a design, a schema for the database on a piece of paper. And then, we said, well, from here, we can present what we have so far and get some feedback. And in the future, so the idea is actually to have for different categories of users some engine that works for them in order to get their data into the system and interact with the potential employers and get the information in a format that those employers can use in a very cheap way. And hopefully it will be something that will pilot with teachers in the schools. So we just, in presentation, the students will explain how actually we as computer scientists have to look at different categories of users and try to, address the capabilities and the limitations that a particular category has. Okay?
So our topic is about User Meet Job app. Advisor Dr. Monica Trifas, and my name is Rachel, and my team mate is Bujaranpallyker. So the things which are
Rachel, use the microphone so they can you hear her?
the things which we are focusing on: the introduction, IT benefits, cognitive impairments, interface design, models of disability, job app, layout, and conclusion. So first of all, the introduction. In United States, there are a number of people who are suffering with the disabilities. Like in Alabama, we have 82% of people who are suffering with the disabilities, like they are kids. It may be kids or elder people. According to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics in 2013, there were 82% of individuals with disabilities are unemployed. So for them, we have designed the User Meet Job app, which will be helping for them. Nowadays, majority of them are unemployed because of their disabilities. So this is the graph presentation with people who are having different kinds of disabilities. That is, it can be walking or learning or something other else. And the IT benefits for these kind of cognitive dysfunction is they can allow individuals to retain a high level of independence, provide necessary monitoring without violating privacy, provide communication methods to reduce social isolation. And cognitive impairments, we have intelligence coercion, autism. Intelligence coercion is nothing but it has been provided many insights into a wide range of more particular cognitive abilities and has developed methods for quantifying general intellectual ability such as the various forms of IQ tests. Autism is nothing but the people who are suffering with that could not understand properly. So it is a general neurological disorder that impacts the development of the brain, particularly in relation to social interaction and communication skills. People with this have verbal and non-verbal communication problems and social interactions. And aphasia, this is a cognitive limitations can have a major impact on the ability to encode and decode traditional orthography. People with aphasia may have slight word finding problems through more pervasive problems in understanding spoken language. Dyslexia is a neurological problem that manifests itself as a language disorder. One of main features of dyslexia is the individual nature of the disorder. The condition is not typically characterized by a single difficulty but a range of difficulties. Dementia, it is various forms of dementia it can be kind of Alzheimer's, which is affected for people who are at the age of 60 and they have like a memory loss kind of problems. So it can be a kind of dementia. So most of the effect is involved to the brain. And attention deficits is many of the constraints imposed by cognitive impairments be further shaped by decrements in various aspects of attention. One major aspect of this is selective attention, which allows people to focus on salient aspects of a task and at the same time helps to actively ignore irrelevant aspects.
So this is the interface design. So how we need to design for the cognitive impairments, we need to keep in mind with the disabilities they have. So the first one will be the speed. They cannot catch it like the normal people, so the speed should be reduced to understand them. And then the simplicity, the complexity should be reduced because they cannot understand very clearly how we understand. So it should be as simple as that so that they can understand easily without any problem. And the language, so the syntax and vocabulary also should be simple. The language, it should be the straightforward language. We cannot use the other forms of words. So next will be the models of disability. We have 4 models. First one is medical model. Disabled people who they need the treatment. So they should be treated to cure the disability they have. And the rehabilitation model, they also need the employment and they need to survive in the everyday life. So they have many rehabilitation centers for that. So they need to visit there. And next is the legal model. The people, how we are getting the rights and how we have the rights in the society, even the disabled people should also have the same. So this is the legal model. And the social model, this is the diversity of life, how we are leading our life in the social media, etc. should also be the same for the disabled people. And next is the job app. This is the app we are designing right now. The work is in progress. So this allows the disabled people to apply for the jobs. We prepare the resumes for them based on their interests, skills and personalities. So this is the people with the disabled lack clarity. So in this application we need to fill some of the details. These can be filled with the same person or they can fill with the mentor or caretaker, anyone. So this is the layout. We are just presenting the layout. This is the welcome screen. Instead of words, we use the icons and logos here. Because of the icons, they can easily identify which one they are using and which account they are using. So here we have the logo of the application, and next the user, type of the user. We have 3 users here: student, lecturer and employee. And this is for the student login. So they'll need to write their name and select the icon for them. And next you can select the color and submit. Enter details. Here they need to enter their details like date of birth and their educational qualifications, etc. And select option. Option is for they are filling the form by themselves or anybody is helping them. That is the option. So this is for the employee login. They have the lecturer for login and the employee for the login. They need to write their name and institution. And conclusion. So this app specially helps for the disabled people, so they can apply for the jobs, and we prepare very simple resume so that they can help and they can also join. Thank you.
Wait,
We are kind of hosting it right now temporarily on our web server, and we don't have all of the details because it's still work in progress, but it's, I think, a project that will evolve a little bit more. Yes.
so this would be an app that you might market to different companies or
Yes.
whatever, that they could put as an alternative to
Actually,
how
for the education purpose, is dedicated to schools, everything, for the kids and everybody.
Are there other questions for our presenters? Okay, Ms. Secretary, begin. And our next talk will begin in about 2 minutes. Is Dr. Webby going to be here? Okay. If not, I'll introduce you. Yeah, just go ahead. Yeah, just exit out of that. I think it's on the other side. It said there's a problem with this drive, but it looks like it wasn't.
Yes, that's fine.
Do you want to wait a couple of minutes on Dr. Webby? Sure, it's coming. Okay. No, this is just back. So, and then there's a reason. So, okay, we're ready for our next talk. This is Dr. Webby's student, Wybeland, and we are very excited to hear her presentation.
My experiment was done on the solvent effect on the extraction efficiency of antioxidants. Solvents are the medium used to extract antioxidants from out of fruits and vegetables. Antioxidants help prevent cell damage caused by oxidants in our biological systems. And when I say the term extraction, I mean the process of getting the antioxidants from outside of the fruits and vegetables. My motivation for doing this experiment was because there are many different types of solvents used to extract antioxidants from out of fruits and vegetables. Previous studies have been done using these solvents in different forms and for different periods of time. So my basis for the study was to attempt to develop a more efficient way of extracting these antioxidants. My objective was to determine the solvent effect on the extraction of antioxidants and polyphenols, and in doing that, determine which solvent had the highest extraction efficiency. In my experiment, I used red peppers and garlic, and these are an example of what they would look like. To begin my experiment, I purchased my vegetables from the local market. They were washed with deionized water, and they were weighed and measured. The red peppers, I removed the inedible parts, and they were chopped up and blended. The garlic was peeled to reveal the naked inside, and those were also blended as well. These samples were then freeze-dried in the lyophilizer. To extract the solvent, I used 1 gram of the sample and mixed it with 25 milliliters of the solvent. The solution was shaken overnight, and then they were vacuum filtered. The shaking procedure was done twice, and the filtrate was used to analyze the sample. For my analysis, I used 2 methods. I used the FRAP method and the Follinger-Koppel method.